Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you a new game by Evolution. It is called Ice Fishing. Now this game is a departure from Evolution's normal live games because this is a total RNG game. For everything you see on the screen, apart from the live host presenter, is computer generated. So for all intents and purposes, this is a bit like a slot. In terms that the outcomes are already determined before you bet, and it's all computer generated. But Evolution have done some nice things with this game, so I think it's worth me showing you, explaining how to play the game, and then just letting you know what I think. So let's go, let's fire it up. Okay, so this is Ice Fishing. So the first thing you'll notice is we've got this big wheel. So it's a 53 segment wheel, but it is an RNG wheel. So it's not using a digi wheel. There's no physical wheel here. This is just a computer animation. And the wheel is split up into different segments. So it's a bit like Crazy Time in that you've got 5 different segment types on the wheel. You've got the leaf. There's a dark grey and a light grey leaf. Now they occupy 46 of those segments on the wheel. They pay even money 1-to-1. And they are the segment that comes in the most. You only have to look down the right-hand side of the stats, and we'll get into that later to see that that's borne out. Then you've got 7 other segments, which are bonus round segments. There are 4 lil blue segments. There's 2 orange segments, and then there's a red segment. And the bonus rounds for the blue segments contain fish. And basically the essence of the game is that the presenter will go fishing if it goes on to be one of the bonus rounds, and will pull out a fish, and each of the fish have a multiplier value. So the blue fish have multiplier values up to 100x, the orange up to 200x, and the red up to 500x. Then there are optional multipliers or random multipliers that are applied to the wheel, and you saw some happen there. The leaves can receive a multiplier between, got to get this right, 3x and 10x, and the bonus rounds can receive between 2x and 10x. So if one of the segments gets one of those multipliers, then all of the wins are multiplied by that multiplier. So you would have seen there that that one had a 7x multiplier rather than even money multiplier. So I hope that's makes sense. Each game round is really, really quick. About 8 seconds of betting time. So betting time to betting time is about 20 seconds. So this is a quick game. So there's no sitting around. For people outside of the UK, you've got autoplay. So you can set things up so it can spin and bet every game round. Unfortunately, in the UK, you're just going to have to manually place your bets. So you will miss some, as indeed I do. So I'm going to place some bets. I'm just going to bet on everything. I wouldn't normally, as a strategy, suggest you do that. But I just want to be able to show you the game and the wins.
Yeah, it's fun to play games in the free time.
Now, in theory, a bonus round should occur every 7.5 spins.
I have like episodes.
That doesn't actually happen. If you look at the stats down here, it's a little bit more, but you can get bonus round after bonus round and then nothing for 20 or 30 spins. But that's the nature of RNG, how these random number generators work. Now, the RTP of this game isn't brilliant. The best part of the game to play is actually the leaf bet, which is not why you play this game at all. They pay even money. They have an RTP of 97.10%. The bonus rounds are worse. 95.69% for blue, 95.60% for the orange, and the red comes in at a poor 95.17. So you already know that you're on a loser long term with this. So this is a game of getting a few wins and then just getting the hell out of there. So we're going to play it for a while, and I need to show you the bonus rounds so I can explain those. The reason the game is so quick is RNG. And the reason they're using an RNG wheel is because a physical wheel would just take too long to spin out and spin down to give you a result. I think it's a clever game in so much that they've packaged a slot mechanic and they're presenting it in a different way, in a familiar way that we're that we're familiar with. So big wheel, bonus rounds. So they're taking the themes of their entertainment games and they've turned them into this RNG game. But under the covers, it's really a slot. And as you can see, the multipliers are random for individual segments. So they don't make all the leads 10x. Only one of them or two of them will get a 10x or a 4x or a mixture. So we've got 2x on huge reds.
You can still get like 80x for example, or 100.
And we need to get to the bonus phase so I can see you the rest of the game because it's sort of hidden behind this facade. Facade? Yeah, that's a good word. And of course, I thought I was on autoplay, but I didn't set up autoplay, so I've got no bets here, which is actually quite good because I would have been losing. Right, let's just do the repeat and keep going through. Hopefully we'll get a bonus round soon. There hasn't been a bonus round for a while.
Are you new to the game?
So like all things when you're gambling, you think you're due a bonus round. Oh, look, we got into big orange. This has got a maximum multiplier of 200x. And then we'll see the presenter standing on the dock. These are all the fishies with the multipliers with a fishing reel. And the presenter will start reeling the fishing reel, hoping to hook an orange fish up to the value of 200x. Now, if the fish has got a big multiplier and is a big, you can see in the background a crane and helicopters. They're there to help lift the fish out of the water. So you know if they're going to be involved in the in pulling the fish out, that the multiplier is going to be bigger than sort of 10x. And you could see right at the back there was a Chinook style helicopter. If that's pulling out, then you know you're going to get a decent win. So what I've seen happen is a fish will be pulled out. It's too big for the reel, so the crane is pulled in. The crane starts pulling it out, and the fish is too big for the crane, so then a helicopter comes in and takes over. So that's the journey that's going to indicate that you're going to get a decent multiplier win. Now, they've been quite cute in the way that they've designed these fish. So you might see a fish that has a really small mouth, and it could be a massive fish underneath, but you don't know until they've actually reeled the fish out. So that adds sort of a little bit of tension, I suppose. Interest. I have to say I don't like the RNG wheel. It doesn't operate like a wheel. It stops quickly, but it's the mechanic that's used in this game. It could equally be 5 reels.
Like I can't stand the rest of the song because it has like lots of no-no. And we don't want to use that. So.
In fact, this morning, I mean, the presenters on this game, they look almost AI, but they're not. Someone yesterday was really giving the presenter a lot of grief and testing them out, but I can assure you they're not AI, but they look AI generated. So I think this is one of those games where the presenter host is really key. If they're engaged with the chat and answering questions and having a little banter with people, it makes a huge difference when you're playing this game. Even if you're not taking part, but just listening, it can be quite funny. And there's been some funny chat this morning, trust me. So it'd be nice to get some wins. So I'm pretty much just hanging on here for the bonus rounds. So I'm going to keep playing this until I get the bonus round. We got a big orange here. Look, we've just missed the multipliers there. So hopefully we will get a half decent multiplier. My experience has really been, they've been pretty low. Certainly for the blues and the oranges, I've sort of seen up to 50x. I've actually won 12x. So this is an example of that's a big mouth, and we're likely to get a small fish with that. So this could give us 10x. Oh, 13x. So that's not so bad. And as you can see in the background, there's a flag which says evolution on it, and in the middle of this screen, the wheel is ice fishing. they're all brandable items. So a casino can have their logo there. I guess they have to do a deal with Evolution to do that. And it probably costs them a bit more, but you get more of a branded game, even though it's exactly the same game as everyone's playing.
And we went shopping. We went to the shopping centre, shopping mall.
And I've been quite encouraged by the numbers of people playing it. Perhaps it's and just because it's a new game, but there's been well over 1,000 people, 1,500 people playing this every time I've looked in the lobby. Doesn't mean it's a good game. It just means it's new and people are having a look at it. But it really depends what you're after in games. I'm after live games where you can make decisions and you feel part of the game. This, you don't. It's RNG, so you're just placing your money and crossing your fingers and hoping for the best, really. There's no skill involved in this game whatsoever. And that's why it's not a game that I would be playing. I don't want to say regularly, I just won't be playing. Yeah, so this is not a game that I will be playing because it's purely RNG and it doesn't really offer me sort of any form of entertainment or excitement. I'm not going to lie. Especially when it keeps putting multipliers on the wheel and we miss them. So, yeah. But you should play it to draw your own conclusions. So I'm going to carry on playing and hopefully hit a few bonus rounds just so you can see them in action. So I'll see you in a minute. Honestly, this has got to be the most boring game I've ever played in my life. Well, at least we've got a big oranges. Big oranges, so they call them. Right, come on, let's see if we can get a half decent multiplier. We haven't got a multiplier coming into this, so it's basically 200x or bust.
You ready, guys?
Be nice to see if we get these helicopters or the crane involved, just so you can see that. Right, 9x. You don't get your state returned on the bonus rounds. So if it says 9x, that's exactly what you receive. Oh, we got a 4x. And it's exactly the same on the leafs as well. So wherever you see a multiply and you get that in your win, that is what you receive, no stake back. Wow, so we've had like 20 spins with no bonus rounds and now we're getting a few. So perhaps it heard me when I was saying, this is the most boring game in the world. $14x, so that's the biggest win that we've had so far. Got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Double X, arms up, waiting.
16. We've had 22 spins without a bonus round. So that's 3 times more than the average. So one would expect that the bonus rounds will start coming in shortly. So it can mean one of two things when games do this. It can mean we're going to get a succession of small bonus round wins, or it can keep going like this and it will give us one bonus round that will give a big payout, or more likely one bonus round that will give a really shitty payout, and then 2 or 3 spins later it'll give you a more decent win. At the moment, this game is doing nothing. It's just eating my bank balance. I'm certainly not being entertained. And I'm sitting here sort of feeling resigned to the fact that my balance is just going to disappear. Which, for a game, is not great because it means I'm unlikely to come back. You want to experience wins, which is going to give you the feeling that if you came back, you might get a win this time. But we're just not getting them at the moment, are we? And let's have a quick look again. Another counter. I'll place my bet because it's quite quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 8, 3, 8, 24. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 spins since we had a bonus round. We are getting some multiplier wins on the leads, but the 3x's are effectively just 1x win over what you would normally win, because you don't get the stake back. Right, we've got an orange here, so let's see how we do. My theory is true or not. So we're either going to get a shitty little win, or perhaps we might get a crane to give us like a 50x. That's what we really need to bring our bank balance back up.
We need some power in my spins.
This looks quite big. She's not needing any help though, is she? Oh yeah, here comes the crane. Right, okay, so this could be a 50x. We're already up to 27x. What would be really good is if the crane can't deal with it, and it's the length, I think, as well as the girth. We're going to get to 50. Oh look, we've got the helicopter. Yeah, helicopter's flying in. Yeah, so I think this is a 50x win.
Okay, I think the helicopter will do all the job.
Yep, there you go. A 50x. So we're on £5. That's brought our balance back, but it's not a balance saving win, but at least it's a more decent win. But it's sort of played out how I suggested it might, which is my experience of how slots tend to play anyway. So you've got to get into the slot mindset rather than live game mindset. But even though it is random, it's random to a point that the game still needs to deliver its RTP.
I like the highest one on the white leaf.
Right, I'm just going to have one more spin and then I'm going to just wind up, summarise. So perhaps this would be nice if it gave us a bit of a win.
How are you? And have 3x on the...
No, we haven't got a win. Okay. So on the payouts, let's just get this straight. So the multipliers are what you win. So if you get a 3x multiplier on a leaf, that's effectively just paying you 3 times your bet and no bets being returned. But if a normal win will pay even money, but you get your bet returned. So you win 20 in this case for a bet of 10. So the multipliers, the way you're going to win big money on this is to get a random multiplier on a bonus round up to 10x, and then get a decent multiplier fish. So the biggest fish you can get is 500x. The biggest multiplier you can get is 10, so that's 5,000x is the biggest win that you get. But wins are capped on this game to 500,000 euros, or the currency that you're playing in. So even if you won €1,000,000, you're only going to get paid 500,000 euros. So this game does have potential, but as you can see, you're going to have to play it for most of your lifetime before you get the 500,000x or 5,000x win. I haven't found the game exciting. I haven't found it entertaining. I found it a bit boring, to be perfectly honest with you. The only time the game jumps into life is when you've got a bonus round. They should happen every 7.5 spins, but clearly they don't, because that's an average. RTP has produced over millions of spins, so you can expect it to be quite bitty when the bonus rounds come in. And if we just go back there, we had a period of 30 odd spins without getting a bonus round, and then we've had one and then nothing for a further 10 spins. I think Evo's been clever with the mechanic, slot mechanic, a different skin on it. I think that sort of works well because it's familiar to live casino players. I think live casino players will play this and hate it because it just doesn't give you that anything. I think if you're playing on this on your phone and you're on the train for 5 minutes, it might be fun to do it a bit like a crash game. But, quite honestly, yeah, it's left me a bit flat, to be honest with you. But notwithstanding that, it's quite clever the way that Evo have produced it, and I'd encourage you to give it a try. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give us a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel before, please do, because you could see more of these videos and other shorts and other bits and pieces that I'm doing at the moment, just to try and improve the content and entertainment value for yourself. So until the next video, I hope you remain lucky, and I shall see you then. Cheers. Bye.